Alright, what's going on guys, it's Liam here, and welcome back to another video on the channel. And in today's video, I got sent a couple of messages this morning about Rapbeard's stream, and I honestly wasn't planning on making this video today, but after watching the stream and, based off of what people were telling me, I figured I would kind of react to a couple of the points he said in the stream. Now, right at the start of the video here, I want to say stuff like this is what really makes the developers look bad. Now, no offense to you guys, but this just shows the big disconnect you have between players, player feedback, and the fact that you don't watch creator streams at all. Because like I said in my last video, I've said this for almost a year now, dual schooling is not supported in the game, and you'll see what they have to say about dual schooling later on in the video.
Within a meta, go back and change the values of spells. What happens if in a later meta players don't favor that thing anymore? Does that mean we have to go back and revalue that thing and then change all the spells that, shield valuation is a perfect example. If players decide that shields are not great anymore, and we decide, well, okay, then we should maybe consider buffing the value that you get for using shields, then we have to go change all those spells. And that's just not somewhere that you want to be, which is, chasing the player's whims in terms of evaluation is not a good place to be. So,
okay, fair enough. I actually agree with his statement here. However, this is an issue where you don't listen to your community, right? Even Soro is literally in his chat right here saying just make trash shields 1 pip. Everybody said this at the start of 5th Age as well, and this would have solved the whole issue from the jump. But instead, we have like our 5th shield gambit audit probably coming up here pretty soon. If you actually listen to the players' feedback, you wouldn't be going around in a circle. Shield gambits are still too good. They're still too good. They're still too good, right? If you just listen to the actual feedback, they're too powerful. The tri-shields are 0 pips, and every other gambit costs pips to set up, right? It's proactive and not reactive, right? For example, if I dual blade or tri-blade, I actually have to give up that blade when I'm trying to play the game. But when I try shield, right, and my opponent hits me, I keep the tempo and I'm always safe. Every other gambit is simply just worse because you are giving up things and the tri-shielder isn't. They preserve their tempo, keep getting more tempo because it's 0 pips, and they can keep covering that shield as well until the opponent can take it off. And again, you wouldn't know this unless you actually play the game and understand it or actually watch the streams.
It's unbalanced with the way shield gambits are used at max level.
Okay, basically what Soro's saying here is how they work at max level is you can literally kill people in like 4 rounds, and also the tempo gain is incredible. Now, I think this is part of the issue, and I was talking to a couple of other people about it. The devs don't really understand what tempo is, so you're always going to be in a spot where you lose the game unless you're on a school like maybe Fire, for example, where you can clear upwards to 7, right? But not everybody can dual school with Fire because of the stat issue with dual school. And another part of Soro's complaint here is the actual potency of shield gambits. I should not be dead in 4 rounds to a gambit that is set up for free. A shield gambit should not be doing more than like a shadow pip thing. Like for example, a Yaga does like 1,000. A shield gambit maybe could do like 1,300 or something, right? It's literally a free gambit, bro. And they have made the counters better and better, and that's what we said a while ago, actually, is the counters were underperforming. They are a bit better now, but again, we're still in the same boat where dual schooling is not supported to this day and age. So you can't really use those counters efficiently. In hindsight, right, the community was right initially. They should have just made them 1 pip and called it a day, right? If you make it 1 pip, there's actually weight to the move they did. It's not a tempo gain. It's like a neutral move, like every other gambit set up in the game. So the counters would actually have weight, right? You don't tri-blade or blade at all, dual blade, because you're afraid of the counters, typically, right? Because they'll just absolutely screw you and curb stomp you. But if you shield gambit and it's countered, you don't care. You just do it again.
And you can punish shields, and we've added a ton of stuff to punish shields, right? When players were complaining that Hydra was too good, no one was using Hydra.
Balance
Only
was.
balance.
Okay.
Well, Hydra.
Okay. Now, guys, why was only balance using Hydra? right? If you're past 1600 rank, which is basically corporal, you would know why, right? It's not rocket science. Even the devs can know by looking at their combat model. I know, right? It is because dual school is not supported. That is why I've been saying this for a year now, and the community has as well.
We never did get an answer for that.
Because the stats. My Hydra does 200 damage, 300 damage, and theirs does 2,000 to me when they have better stats than I do and more health. That's why.
The players in general are...
Matter of fact, I actually tried, and everybody in the arena thought I was crazy for actually trying to dual school Hydra on my balance. Because I tried playing ball with you guys. I was like, hell, maybe they're right. I literally tried this, and every person at high rank thought I was crazy. And it never, ever worked. You know why? Because it doesn't do damage. Unlike the balances. It does 2,000 to me, and it does like 300 to them. Right? Even though I'm on a storm with thousands less health, my Hydra should be doing more than the balances Hydra, matter of fact. But no, we're nowhere near supporting dual school like that at all right now, current day and age. So that's exactly why.
Are not inclined to dual school. Just everything's mono school, so...
We are inclined to dual school, but it doesn't work, right? Players have actually shown you this time and time again, right? Storms have been dueling Myth for the longest time. People have been dueling school. I mean, shit, even into Banshee, when Banshee is broken, right? Players will dual school, right? It's just when you have stuff that actually needs to do damage, like the higher pip things, like Dr. Vaughn, like Fire King Artorias, like Minotaur, like Stone Colossus, cards that are really important on their damage. When they do no damage, when you're on a school with way worse health, stats, everything, there's no point in using it. It's essentially a throw move. And the simple fix is to simply support dual school. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do, bro. 100 damage and 30 pierce is not going to cut it when everybody has 200 damage and 50 plus pierce. And you think about this, right? Think of it from like a storm or a fire perspective, right? Even if I got 200 damage to Myth and 60 pierce to Myth, like my stat caps allow, for like my main mono school storm, even if that happened, I'm still using a card that's like way lower damage per pip than my normal base spells, right? So even if you support the dual school, there still is an argument that there still is drawbacks to it. But now there's basically only drawbacks to it, essentially. I'm pretty sure like the maximum and the average damage you get is around like 140, 150 with about 30 pierce. That's about the average you can get while fully investing into dual school at max level without giving up your entire statistics and losing the game. That's like the best you can get. So there you go. You know, calculate your dual school with that damage. The average 150, 30 pierce on a spell that's like 30% lower DPP or whatever the hell it is, right? There you go. That's why it's horrible. Players know, and that's why it's not being used. It's horrible. It's a throw. We've been telling you this. You won't listen. Like the Tri-Shield's not being 1 pip. You won't listen. That's how it is. That's the meta. That's the truth. Time has shown that. Yeah, exactly. Bandit literally gets it. Bandit hasn't played the game in 5 months. He literally said he hasn't been playing because he hasn't got the raid gear. Bandit's a homie, by the way. But it's overpowered on a balance. Dual schooling still isn't quite good enough. Yeah, the support isn't there for anybody to dual school. And most notably on a Storm and Fire, the problem gets light years worse than it is for any other school. The numbers just don't check out, and the players know it, so they're not going to do it. You need to support dual school if you want players to dual school. Simple concept.
Soros says drains are OP, and not other school can use that due to stats.
Yeah, correct, because Sora actually plays the game, so he understands what other high-ranked people play against. You understand the meta, right? And Ratbeard is probably going to say something stupid here. Yeah, nods his head. Yeah, let me go ahead and take a 300 damage Wraith for 6 pips on a school that has thousands less health and worse stats. Yeah, make it make sense, bro. Okay, now, I don't really want to throw shade at court in this video here, and I hate to do this, but this is the kind of stuff that gets people calling you a KI shill and a KI dick rider. Soro's starting to sound like Liam. Now, again, this is when you play the game and you don't play the game, right? I will actually break this down numerically for you, like I have stated, for a year now. Since you guys want to side with the devs and be like, oh yeah, they're right and all right, well, let me go ahead and put on the meta set show you the numbers, and if you're a dev, or if you're freaking court in this case, go ahead and run the numbers. Go ahead. Okay, so on a storm here with the full meta set, fully maxed out pins and everything, literally everything you can have possibly in the game, you get a total of 152 damage with 0 critical and 31 pierce. So I am missing 28 critical here, and I'm missing roughly about 50 damage right here. Now, let's also keep in mind, guys, I'm giving up stats by choosing to run more dual school. I'm running more dual school and still not seeing any return on my pierce, my crit, or my damage, right? I'm giving up the outgoing slots right here when I could be healing to try and get damage on that dual school, even though it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and do the math then. 152 myth damage, right? What is myth damage per pip? It's like 90, I think, 90 something, right? As opposed to Storm's 125 or whatever, right? And I also have 30 pierce. Now, keep in mind, I'm a Storm with like 9k health and 0 resist to 5 out of the 7 schools, okay? Go ahead and calc the numbers for a spell like Minotaur, for a spell like Stone Colossus, right? All that. It's going to be absolute dog shit. This is why dual schooling does not work in the game, and we've been saying this for a year, and they will not listen to us, and they literally laugh at you on the stream, as Rapier does right here, when you state a fact. This is what I've been doing, and this is why I'm blocked by him. I tell him the feedback, the meta feedback, and you literally get blocked by stating facts in the game. That is what it is. I'm done. Facts out. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care.